Your stream summer's ready. No shit.
Is it? Perfect. Thank you, Google Chrome.
Thanks, Chrome. We're back. The stream got killed. So.
Thanks, PlayStation.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. It's Drew. It's me. Hello.
Snorlax.
It's Snorlax. It's okay. Leave him. I'm not gonna say leave him be, but he's sleeping. He's okay. He's just blocking a river. It's all right. Let him do what he's doing.
They don't need water.
They don't need to live. We're talking Final Fantasy 3.
Going places.
This is going many places. I do not hate Snorlax. I just hate what he did to me. So, we're talking Final Fantasy 3 now. How much do you know about 3?
You're orphans that defeat God.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Done.
All right, video's done.
That's my knowledge.
The video's done. All right, we're good to go. We're just going to kill it right there. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Oh, and there's a job system.
Oh, there is. The first job system. Yeah, because 3 was before 5.
Yes. Really? Is that how numbers work?
Oh, yeah. Fuck off. All right, Japan released Final Fantasy 3 in 1990 for the 2D versions, and this. So Final Fantasy 3 had a 3D remaster, which I played before the pixel version.
I was close to buying it on the DS back in the day.
I watched it. Came up on. I don't remember how I came across it. I think I ended up seeing like an LP of it, and out of the 3D version, I was like, "Oh, I like that. I like how that looks." No, it was there was this guy I used to watch on YouTube that did boss battles of different games.
Okay.
That's how I actually found out about Kingdom Hearts.
Nice.
Before that fucking rabbit hole happened.
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? There's only two.
There's only two.
2 games.
Yeah.
But
there's a few of the spin-offs that I actually like.
There's 2 games that I played, and then a part of a third one.
Right. But I watched him do all of the 3D versions of Final Fantasy IV, which I loved that.
I was also going to get that one. I'm like, okay.
The one with the voice acting, it was so good. And then I watched... Then 3 came up, and I was like, oh, wow. Then I started watching an LP of it, and I was like, no, I actually want to play this. And I remember I had gotten it just before Halloween. I want to say maybe 2008? Somewhere around there. It was... I no longer have my copy of it. It was released for the DS. I no longer have my copy of it because I sent it to a friend of Ian and I's down in Texas that I have not talked to in years. So, Final Fantasy 3. Where do I begin with you? Arguably of the Pixel era, it's definitely higher up there on my rating. It's not number 1. I would honestly put it at number 3.
I'm going to say it's the best of the Famicom trilogy.
Yeah.
But then again, they had 3 years to perfect this formula.
Right, they did. Well, the release between Final Fantasy 2 over in Japan for the Famicom to Final Fantasy 3 was actually only 2 years.
Yeah.
Because it was released in 1990.
But again, they don't have months, so it could
it could very well have been
like a year and a half.
Right. Then the 2D version didn't get another re-release until the Wii Virtual Console in 2009.
Oh, the Virtual Console.
That was almost 20 years later. Holy hell. And then went to the Wii U Virtual Console in Japan in 2014. 3DS Virtual Console in 2015 over in Japan. NES Classic Edition in 2016. And then it went worldwide with the Pixel Remaster in 2021/2023.
Oh, the NES Classic that I made 50 of.
Yeah, right. Honestly, if I were to basically put a difference between, like, do I love the 3D to the 2D more? I love the 3D more. Because, not saying that the game didn't have depth, but the 3D added so much
Didn't they
more.
flush it out super hard?
A lot. They gave your Onion Knights weren't Onion Knights, they actually had names. It was Luneth, Ark, Ingus, and Refia. It actually had, like, you've actually had characters that had emotion, and actually it showed.
They weren't blank slates.
No. They weren't blank slates that you just go bam. The 3D version was released over here in North America in 2006. Honestly, I loved that version. Then it went worldwide on iOS in 2011. And then It went.
Oh, the year
the
Todd
absolute
gave us Skyrim.
The last one it went was Windows via Steam in 2014.
Yeah, I could probably purchase that one if I wanted to.
The iOS version was all of them were ports basically of like. So the iOS version was a port of the DS version, and the rest of them are ports of either the iOS version or ports of the Android version, which was a port of the exact. It was. So the iOS was a port of the DS, and the Android was a port of the iOS. So it was either way, it's still the 3D one.
Yes.
Honestly, like, and I just did a LP over Final Fantasy 3 before I moved here. I want to say did I finish it while I was living here? I don't remember fully.
Here, or here were you before you lived here?
Here. When I started living here, I don't remember actually. No, I did finish it over at the apartment before I moved here, because then I started doing Final Fantasy 4 3D, and I made it, I want to say, like, maybe, if I'm going to look at this real briefly here, I made it 6 episodes in 2 years ago, and I've not continued it since because my computer has not been upgraded.
That's
yet.
fair.
Eventually, I honestly, I'm probably just going to cancel that project there, because I could do 4 so many times, and I will always love the game. But we're not talking about 4 yet. We're talking about 3. Going back to 3. Next month. Honestly, in terms of reception, the game did, like, I'm seeing the absolute lowest score is a 7 out of 10, and this is for the Pixel Remaster.
Yeah, they went kind of harsh on the Pixel remasters.
To be fair,
at least the PC versions. I don't know about console versions.
Console versions were fine. I mean, this is just going off. Okay, PC Pixel Remaster 79 out of 100 by Metacritic.
Oh, Metacritic. Yeah, let's not talk about Metacritic. And what they did.
Honestly, Vegas. Like, it did such a. It was a great game. It had the first job system between that and 5. Oh, wait, hold up, what? Onion Knight and Cloud of Darkness are respective heroes and villains of Final Fantasy 3 and Dissidia, and also that of O12 and NT. In the English version, they were voiced by Aaron Span and Laura Bailey. I honestly should have thought about that, because damn. Of course, Laura. We're Critical Role nerds, let it be noted. I could go over the entire story of Final Fantasy 3. That's a long story to go over.
That's a text blog.
If you want the absolute full story, though, the LP I did over 3 is on my YouTube channel.
Shameless self-promotion.
Look, I have to.
I feel that
sometimes. The channel hasn't moved anywhere, so I'm kidding. I also haven't put anything on the channel since, like, maybe just, like, some of the VODs that we've done.
Same. The last thing I uploaded to my YouTube channel was, Ganondorf Battle in Wind Waker with no hits.
And how long ago was that?
I'd have to pull that up to tell you.
Did you upload more to YouTube or your own website?
My own personal web storage.
That's what I thought.
I've been on video services long enough to remember, like, Blip and
that's fair.
And Vimeo before Vimeo sucked.
I honest to God, sometimes forget the gap in age between you and I. It's not a large one,
but also gap in when I started abusing internet technology versus when you started.
When I started, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, Final Fantasy 3 was such an interesting game alone. I could go on for a while about how much I loved Final Fantasy 3. I loved the 3D remake more than obviously the Pixel, but it's interesting kind of going from the 3D to play the Pixel because of trying to like be like, oh, I'm gonna, to go as an Onion Knight from like a named character being all of that to being just Onion Knights who you couldn't really tell the difference between any of them on which one was talking.
Yeah, because it was just words in a text box.
Mm-hmm. I'll actually show my controller. Stand there.
Yes. Oh shit! No, my last upload was Ocarina of Time Master Quest Final Battle 8 years ago.
Damn.
99 views.
No, more than I've ever done. No, not true. I've actually had some.
Actually, my best performing video. Popular good, you can search for that. Is Parasite Eve rant transformation with 1.1 million videos.
Damn!
16 years ago.
Damn, 1.1 mil?
Yeah, well, it's a fucking 40-second video.
Fair.
That's how long I did a Parasite Eve screenshot LP.
That's actually... Now I'm actually curious. Sort by most viewed.
Yeah.
Yep, that tracks. 3.5 thousand views, or 3.5k views 9 years ago was the absolute last episode of a PC game known as Azada that I had an absolute blast.
Let me get to something that has actual gameplay someplace. Wind Waker Final Battle, no hits. My best performing gameplay video. 433 views 14 years ago.
Whoa. Here's a fun fact. Of my 5, I'm just going off the top 5 most viewed, Azada takes 3 spots, 1, 2, and 5.
Jesus.
Final Fantasy IV, The Cave of Summons, takes number 3 at 947, and Minish Cap Goron Hunting was at number 5. Anyway, we're getting off track from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling my YouTube channel.
Accurate. So, that being said, with Final Fantasy III, I mean, looking at my 2 different files here where I named one team, like the first file was named after I named everybody respectively from the 3D game.
Yeah.
Whereas this file, now it says I finished off everybody at 73. I finished everybody off at 99 actually. I want to say for both files after I cleared them. No, maybe not that one. The second one, I had to make a second file because I missed a couple missable enemies, which sucked because I had to do the same thing for 4.
The bane of trophies everywhere.
And I didn't have to redo it for 5, because I actually followed a guide for 5, and I nailed that shit in one run.
Because guide.
And, the Pixel remasters come with the boost, which really can help.
Right.
Yeah, World of Darkness, that was right before I did the final boss. 948, 950, it took 10 minutes. Yeah, 1730, 17, yeah, it took 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes to beat the final boss. Eat it, Cloud of Darkness. Say that. Honestly, it's not a bad game. Honestly, like I said, it would take my I'm gonna have to put them actually in 6 spots because the Pixel era was 6 games. I had to put them in 6 spots. 3 would take the number 3 spot.
Yeah, smack dab in the middle.
Yeah. Number 6 for me would have to be Final Fantasy 1, and then Final Fantasy number 5 would be Final Fantasy 2.
Yeah.
So I still need a spot for 4, 2, and 1, which we already know what number 1's going to be.
Yeah.
The one I could go off on for fucking ever.
Which you're going to.
Oh, maliciously. Because we're not going to be talking about just Final Fantasy IV. We're going to be talking about Interlude and the After Years.
Oh, the After Years. Oh, this is just a segue into Final Fantasy IV. Final Fantasy III at this point.
I mean,
what else is there to say of this version?
There really isn't a whole lot left. I mean, it had the job system, which 5 fleshed out way more.
Oh, God. And then was almost perfected in tactics.
I
didn't play tactics, but it uses a job system.
Right. I played a little bit of Tactics Advance.
Oh, Tactics. I read a screenshot LP of that. That counts.
Same thing with 2 Shot.
Yeah, I mean, knowledge through osmosis is still knowledge.
It is. It's still knowledge. Honestly, there's really not a lot else I can say about the game. I mean, obviously you can't give a score. Ian isn't here to give his own score or his own opinion.
Like I said, you're orphans that defeat God. Done.
Yeah, pretty much. Once
GG next map.
once we go over to 4, I'll have Ian give his. Starting out, have him give his opinions on 3, and then what he would rate it, and then jump into 4 because that might be 2 videos alone.
Yeah, I can tell you I tried getting into Pixel Remaster version of this and couldn't.
How far did you make it?
Yes.
Nice.
Where you fight the rat as.
Oh, okay. So you got to the Nepto Temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you basically need to have magic people, otherwise you are
boned.
Fucked.
Yes.
Because you're not going to do enough damage yet. You have to go into that one pure magic.
I'm going to say I trained maybe 2 of my team magic by that point. It's just like, oh, neat.
Yeah, fuck the rat. Fuck the rat. Dude, I hate the rat. Hate that part so much. That's actually the first, big roadblock. I mean, Nepto Temple isn't like it's actually your first, like that's a first rule, like if you don't build up, like
if
you
you're
don't
just,
have magic people.
If you're just,
Yeah.
oh, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
You will not be fine.
You will not be fine. If you've got like, oh, I'm gonna do pure melee, you're fucked. Like, you're absolutely fucked. Trying to think. After that, yeah, you basically had just like ran away from. Yeah, I know exactly where you're at. I'm
very far,
in my head, but like, yeah, I know where you're at.
But far enough to be like, okay, no.
In terms, I'm actually curious now, just going kind of to my videos. At what, like, when you made it to that point, where was I at in the terms of like levels or like videos? That was episode 4 of the 3D remaster.
Fair.
For my Let's Play. Yeah, because 3, Desh and the Dragon. Yep, Desh and Bahamut. But you didn't know it was Bahamut at the time. Even though I believe he actually said he was, and in at least this he said he was Bahamut. Because you could target and go, I don't want to fight Bahamut.
Oh, hello, Moondrake. Again, next game.
Next game. That's next game. That's next game. So next game. Yeah, honestly, there's not a lot we can honestly say about 3, much like 1 and 2, where, like, as you had said, like, the SNES era is where it started to really...
It came about.
Yeah. And that's all, like, honestly, this is... I feel bad for this being...
And then PlayStation's where it just exploded.
Oh, yeah. It went off. Like, yeah, I hate for this to be...
But you need a jumping off point, because... While this game was great, but I want to say... I'll pull up Force Wikipedia article. This was 1990. I'm going to say either 91 or 92 for 4 in Japan.
Wikipedia, released in 1991.
So, yeah, there wasn't much of a...
That wasn't much of a jump.
I mean, which is why 4 looks very primitive for an SNES game.
Right.
So, I don't even think Japanese people got to enjoy this game that long.
I don't think so, honestly. Can I see release, like my release thing here?
I will say this game had some good music.
3?
Yeah.
I mean, it did.
And the whole where you start is just this gigantic floating island.
Mm-hmm. And where you think it's fine, and then it's like, oh, this is a floating island. That's the real. Oh.
And then wasn't there something with the Sarah in this game that was very emotional?
Not the Sarah, it was Aria.
Okay, yeah.
Aria, when you get off the floating continent, yeah, she basically protects you. Some
sort of sacrifice.
She protects you from the Kraken's attack and ends up dying after. But before she passes, she gives you the blessing of the water crystal, and that's how you get more jobs.
Yeah, and then that's a holy shit moment, like.
Which is funny because in the 3D, though it was never stated, I don't think. I think there was a potential, like, a little bit of a romance interest between Aria and Luneth.
Fair.
Which, I mean, yeah, fair. Beyond that, I think that's honestly all the absolute length that went. Because Luneth was actually more torn up about Aria's death.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I mean, yeah, this wasn't a bad game. I'd honestly give it. I might have to actually change my rating on 2, honestly, down to probably a 5.5.
That's a hell of a drop.
Well, to be fair, looking at 2 compared to this, I mean, and it's striking lower on my Pixel era list.
I would rather try 2 Pixel Remaster than this, but I'd rather try the 3D version of this.
Yeah, absolutely. The 3D version of this was,
I might actually go home and buy it on Steam.
So, if I were to basically put...
Oh, are you doing this?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you can divide them into console generations, too, and rate them by console generation.
Yeah. I'm going to put this as Pixel era.
Right.
Because then we kind of got to, like, the 3D era.
Primitive 3D.
Yeah.
Primitive voice acting, and then everything comes together. Then HD era.
Yeah. Honestly, like, let's see, because the 3D era...
3D era started with 7, 8, 9, then 10 and
10 and 10 too.
Yeah. Because 12... No, 12.
Yeah,
12 was a PS2 game, if I remember correctly.
13 was
and then
when it went
was
into
HD era.
And it's been HD era since.
Yeah.
So that goes 13 and its respective games.
One's Majora's Mask, one's Chrono Trigger.
You're not wrong at all. And then we go Magical Boy Road Trip.
The best one.
Accurate. Then 16.
Of course, I've only played 2
And
of the
14.
HD era games.
I don't know if, like, Ian and I will absolutely go off on...
I mean, by that
16.
point, I will probably have played 16.
Same. Like, I'll have finished 16. I don't know if Ian actually finished 16, but I know he played a lot further than that.
I'll just have to... excuse me. Have to delete something off the PS5 to play 16.
Accurate. It's a huge game. It's fucking massive.
Oh, cool. One of those.
Like, it's like, I want to say close to 100 gigs. Like, it's huge.
It's not Call of Duty levels, but it's getting there.
It's not. It's almost, I want to say it's on par, if not slightly larger than Genshin. And Genshin's 93 gigs.
Genshin.
It's a huge game. Honestly, yeah. Shit, I'm on the phone. I'm still on Final Fantasy IV wiki. I was like, wait.
Well, yeah,
not Ordeals.
Ordeals. Achoo.
Ordeals. I hardly knew her. Oh. No, it wasn't. Honestly, like this was, like looking also like here's Title Splash.
Ah, the 90s.
Amano.
Crystal Pillars are pretty cool.
The Crystal Pillars are cool, and we got the Dragon Head again. I still cannot make out the fact that says final. I can make out that says fantasy.
The second F is a lot more legible than the first.
Oh god, yeah. And then we have, look, all right.
Yeah.
There's a video I'll have to send you that Ian sent me that is actually really interesting. It's about the Final Fantasy logos, like these ones.
Yeah, the mono artwork in the back.
Closing thoughts on this one, honestly. Not a bad game. Actually, I like this one. This is number 3 on my top 6 list. The hardest part is how much hate am I gonna get putting what game am I gonna put in spot 4 and what am I gonna put in spot 2? It's number 1 for me. It's look, spoiler alert. It's not a spoiler alert. For me, it's Final Fantasy 4 because I absolutely loved 4.
I think mine's probably going to be 5, just for the reasons I told you today at work.
And here's the funny thing too is that like I'm not one of those people that's like I will defend 4 like despite the fact that it's a bad game I will defend it. No, I acknowledge the fact it has
some stupid parts.
It does.
But the fact they tried so hard to write a good story.
And I think the story's good. I think it's a good
story. And then
Mr.
Woosley tried so hard to translate that story into a small Super NES cartridge.
Yep. Because it was still...
But see, my 5 opinion is coming off the D-Jap version from the late 90s.
Oh, I was talking about 4.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that's why my 5 is higher than your 4.
See, the problem is I don't know if I'm going to put 4 or I'm going to put 5 or 6 in the number 2 spot because... I mean, I haven't fully finished playing through 6 yet either, though I was there for parts of Ian's LP.
But 6 is a goddamn masterpiece.
6 is a goddamn massive game.
It's a slog.
It's a slog, but it's huge.
It's worth it. And that's kind of how I feel about this one. It's a slog. Yeah. Probably worth it, like 6,
I think you would enjoy the 3D a little bit more.
Yeah, like I said, I'll probably check it out on Steam when I get home.
I think you'd enjoy the 3D a little bit more. It does, again, it is a bit of a slog, and it's, like, it does feel different.
But that's how JRPGs were back then.
Yeah. I don't think, it's not one of those things that's like, if you're missing stuff, you're gonna absolutely not have a chance to go back to it. I mean, I think there might be a couple points, but that's about it. Honestly, I mean... Again, you didn't make it too terribly far. 3 didn't have it, but 4 introduced the ATB system. And,
yeah, that was one of the breakthrough things.
And that has stayed with many a game.
Yeah,
that went all the way up to...
Oh, fuck.
It wasn't ATB. Like I say, ATB was 4, 5.
I think it stopped after 9. Because 10 was...
10 was back to turn-based.
Turn-based based upon your speed stat.
Yeah. 12 was not based
12
on
was
ATB.
Gambits.
Well, Gambits was part of the system, but it wasn't part of the combat.
Yeah, but I mean,
system.
you didn't just transition to a battle screen, press X 1,000
Yeah.
times, and win.
11, I couldn't tell you anything
Right.
about 11. I didn't play a lot of it when I did.
13,
13
press
was,
X 1,000. Let the game play itself, essentially.
13 had its ATB system,
Ish.
but it was more based on the paradigm shift.
Yeah.
14 is MMO, and I will die on that hill that 14 is an amazing game. 15 was active battle,
Yes.
and 16 is active battle as well.
Yeah, didn't you say it was an action RPG?
Yeah, it's definitely. Oh yeah, it is. Holy shit! The fact that a lot of people also stated that 16 was not a good game either, like, slightly annoyed me because it's like, look, I understand that it's with any game. Like, yeah, it's gonna have like stupid points and like.
Well, I know Square wasn't happy with the sales of it.
No, because I think it was just released at a bad time.
Bad time, and I think they overexpected.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we're gonna sell 1.5 million units in the first day. Like, that's
How many-
unrealistic,
you know,
EA.
I'm curious here. How many? Let's see. Final Fantasy 3. Going back to that real quick.
Yeah, you know, the game we're actually supposed to be talking about.
Trying to see like how many copies it sold, but I'm.
It's probably gonna be all-inclusive data, not just...
As of the original Famicom game, as of 2003, shipped 1.4 million copies over in Japan.
Okay.
That's not bad.
They like their Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
They like their Dragon Quest.
Yeah, right here, Famicom Tsushins, now known as Famitsu. Final
Which
Fantasy
is
3,
like the authority on video games in Japan.
Final Fantasy 3 was voted the runner-up for the grand prize with 37,101 points behind Dragon Quest 4.
I could see that.
This was a 1990s Game of the Year award.
Because GQ4 was up one like the best Famicom DQ.
In 2006, readers of the Japanese public gaming magazine Famitsu voted the original Final Fantasy III the 8th best video game of all time, above Dragon Quest IV. As
Yeah.
of March 2003, the original Famicom game had shipped 1.4 million copies in Japan.
And I think Final Fantasy V was very high on their best game list too.
Upon
I
release-
think all the Final Fantasies are. Let's be real.
Upon release, Famitsu gave the Famicom version a score of 36 out of 40 based on a panel of 4 reviewers going 9, 9, 10, and 8 out of 10. This made one of their 3 highest rated games in 1990, along with Dragon Quest IV and F-Zero, both of which scored 37.
F-Zero is in.
Yep.
Okay.
Both of which scored 37 out of 40.
Falcon Punch.
It was one of the magazine's 6 highest rating games up until 1990, along with Dragon Quest II, Dragon Quest III, and Zelda 2.
That's telling me the Super Famicom came out in 90.
Yeah, I want to say so. I'm just reading.
So I think this was just one of those end of the console lifetime.
Yeah, because then
Let's go out with a bang, kind of like 6 was for the SNES,
and then SNES and the
and 9 was for the PlayStation. Because god damn, did that trilogy go out with a bang?
You're gonna have way more to say about that than I am. Oh no! Here's a release date on Final Fantasy 3.
Oh, perfect.
April 27th, 1990.
Okay.
So when was 2?
Yeah, might as well go back to that article real quick.
Maybe.
Ooh, soft.
Oops, sorry.
God damn it, Zidane.
Oh, Zidane. What are we gonna do with you? Nothing. Let's find out. Now I'm curious.
Yeah,
Oh, I just seen it. December 17th, 1988.
that wasn't that long. About a year and a half.
About a year and a half. Yeah. So about a year and a half. So now I'm curious because now
Yeah, screwed.
Let's go to 4. Let's see when did 4 drop on the SNES?
It was 91, but when? Well, Famicom, Super Famicom. We want Super Famicom.
July
first.
19th, 1991.
That wasn't that.
That's not a big gap.
That's like
a little
year and
over
3
a year.
months.
A little over a year.
Yeah, that's why it looks so. Again, looks very primitive for an SNES.
Right. So there's
game.
your SNES, like from the Super NES.
Yeah.
Like that's
Looks like a slightly prettier NES game.
Yep. And then I could go on for a while about this.
Now,
one.
I can't do a story synopsis on 5. I can just tell you my opinions and why I like the game.
All right. So there's no sales thing for Final Fantasy 3, which makes me kind of sad, but at the same time, I get it.
Right?
Oh look, 16.
Oh, look, mainline.
Yeah, actually.
Sub-series.
Final Fantasy Music, Stranger of Paradise. We'll get to Stranger of Paradise, don't
Other
worry.
games.
Yeah. Other games, Airborne.
Mario Hoops 3-on-3, yes!
Oh, fuck yeah, I loved that. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because
it
did
had
have the
Black
White Mage
Mage
and the
and
Black
White
Mage. I forgot about that. Oh my
Same.
god, I loved that game, though.
Mythic Quest.
Hold on, let's see.
Which apparently was a damn good game.
Was it?
I never
Hold on,
played it.
Let's look here.
This is great.
Final Fantasy 1 had Stranger... I'm going through the whole list. Final Fantasy 1 had itself and Stranger of Paradise. We'll get to Stranger of
Oh
Paradise
god,
later.
yes, will we?
2 obviously had itself. 3 had it in the remake. 4 had that. After Years and the Complete Edition, which included the interlude.
And then, oh god, the Celtic Moon soundtrack. Fucking
Right.
eek.
Final Fantasy 5 had nothing.
What? It had an anime.
Did it?
Final Fantasy V had an anime starring descendants of the
Damn.
cast.
All right, interesting. Didn't know that. Final Fantasy 6 obviously had its own deal. 7 had
Too many?
remake and rebirth, is what it's showing on here.
Oh,
8
no Dirge of Cerberus. Oh, there's
Oh,
probably
it
down
says
in the
it says
sides.
compilation.
Okay,
So...
there we go. Is there expand? No. Oh, there is. There is an expand button. Oh god.
For
Show by. Oh wait, no, that's
characters. That's
I thought-
characters.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, 8 had itself. 9.
Oh, and then the for the Pocket Station, the Chocobo game.
Yep, 10. Then 10-2. 11.
There's only one Final Fantasy X.
11 and its subsequent DLCs. 12 and Revenant Wings. Never played Revenant Wings. I think that was the DS one.
That it was either DS or GBA. I forget which
I think it was
one.
DS. I
It
think
was Sprite. I think it was Sprite based, and I want to say it was a tactical type game.
I want to say that was. I think it was on DS.
Yeah.
I think it was on. Yeah, I think it was a DS game. Beautiful Corridor Simulator and 10-2 or 13-2 and Lightning Returns.
Which one was Majora's Mask and which one was Chrono Trigger? Was Lightning Returns Chrono Trigger?
No, that was 13-2. Whereas Lightning
Yeah, that was-
Returns was you had like a limited amount of time.
Yeah, that was that
that
was
was
Majora's Mask.
14 has Heaven's Word, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and soon to be Dawn Trail.
So that's just the expansions. I will say expansions till the day I die.
15 had Pocket Edition and Dawn of the Future. Don't know what Dawn of the Future was, but it has all of its DLC. 16, Subseries, Exvius and War of the Visions, which is supposed to be a tactical version of Exvius. I have played a little bit of it. It's not bad, but I'm not a tactical kind of person.
Fucking same. Let me press X. Okay,
yeah.
I won.
Chocobo games, Dimensions, which I think was another mobile game.
Yeah. Because I remember reading the article about it, like, I wanted to play this, and now I don't think it's no longer available.
I think it says Dimensions 2, and I just saw a thing earlier today
Nice.
about Dimensions 2. It's got like a 3.8 rating on the App Store.
On the Play Store.
Yeah.
I'm curious now. Continue.
Crystal Chronicles,
I keep mentioning that one, never played it. I know it was a
Yeah.
GameCube game.
Dissidia, and all 3 of it, or 2 of it. Sorry, I do not acknowledge NT.
Oh, you mean like how there's one Final Fantasy X?
Fabula Novella Chrysalis. So, I could actually tell you something interesting about Fabula Nova Chrysalis. That was supposed to be the start of a brand new series starting with 13.
Yeah, because...
Because it was 13 and Type 0.
Yeah.
It was 13, 13-2, Lightning Returns, and Type 0 were those
Didn't
ones.
it branch into some 15?
It was...
It touched into
Lightning
15?
Returns was supposed to be 13. Or it was supposed to be 15. Yeah, Dimensions 2.
3.9 on the App Store, so roughly same between...
Yeah. Yeah, Ivalice, Theatrhythm, which we
Oh,
played.
the Ivalice.
Which we played Theatrhythm.
Did.
Other games, Airborne Brigade, All of the Bravest,
Oh my
Artnix,
god, ATV.
Mario Hoops 3-on-3, let's go. Mobius, Mystic Quest, Record Keeper. Fucking loved Record Keeper.
Mystic Quest.
So sad that it's gone. 4 Heroes of Light, Type 0, World of Final Fantasy.
Related series. Bravely Default. Really
Yep,
good. Really
accurate.
fucking game.
Kingdom Hearts, I wonder why. Mana, really? Mana and Saga?
Yeah, because, oh god. Yeah. Because Saga games were released on the Game Boy under the Final Fantasy label, like Final Fantasy Legends or something like that.
Okay. Smash Bros, really?
Saga or Mana, I don't remember why the Mana, other than same fucking which one?
Right.
Smash Bros, probably Cloud.
Yeah, because Cloud and Sephiroth, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Forgot about that. Films and animation, Legend of the Crystals, Spirits Within.
Legend of the Crystals is the Final
5-1?
Fantasy. Yeah.
Okay. Spirits Within. We'll talk about that.
Broke the company so bad.
Unlimited. Don't know what that one is. Advent Children, which is what basically saved 7.
Viewing guide. Is there a fight scene? Next chapter.
Pretty much.
Next chapter. Okay, fight scene, cool.
Yeah.
Except southern accent, Sid.
Last Order.
Mm-mm.
Brotherhood, which was the 15 anime.
Oh, the one where I showed you that.
Yep.
The prompt. There's the right way, the wrong way, and the prompto.
Yep. And
it's
then
the wrong way, but faster.
Kingsglaive. Holy shit! What a great
told me
movie.
about that.
Kingsglaive was such a Okay, so my buddy Dalton. Your hair looks nice today, Dalton.
Yes.
Him. He let me. That's how I played 15 originally before I got it myself. He let me borrow his. He had the Steelbook edition of 15. And I didn't want to give it back to him.
I want to say I had Day 1 edition initially, then I gave it to Crystal's sister.
Okay. And then it came with the DVD for Kingsglaive, and I watched I sat down, I was like, I had never actually seen this. I watched it. And if you remember from 15, there's that FMV sequence, like when you get to Golden Key, how it shows like Insomnia being taken over and King Regis's death.
Vaguely.
Where it kind of has like kind of like shows more. It's more animated and everything. It's more like realistic.
Yeah.
That's scenes from Kingsglaive.
Okay.
That's like the tail end of Kingsglaive. That's like mid to tail end of Kingsglaive. It's really good. Final Fantasy 16 Dad of Light. Why do I not? I don't want to know.
Dad.
Brave Father Online. Our story of Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
Fair. Related, Black Mages, Final Fantasy trading card game, which I have some
Oh,
cards.
the Black Mages.
Yes. Final Fantasy TCG, I have some of those cards. 8-Bit Theater and Final Fantasy 7.
8-Bit Theater, oh my god, that's bringing back some early internet memories.
Final Fantasy 7 Unlicensed D-Make.
Oh yeah, someone demade it for the NES.
Oh, okay. And Moguri Mod. You're not going to bring up TFS's? Final Fantasy 7? The Machinima? Oh, what a great damn thing. I love how we have gone from basically talking about...
Well, to be fair, it's Philly Dead. No one wants to listen to a 5-minute video about, okay, your children to defeat God. Good game, next map.
Defeat God. You kill one god to then kill another god. It's Final Fantasy 2, but better. Without beating the shit out of each other for points. Anyway, yeah, that's all I really gotta say about this.
Yeah, same.
6.5 out of 10.
Please support the official release.
Okay, bye. I got nothing else. Bye.
Yeah, bye.